Welcome to my channel, See Mary Make. I know it's been a while since I've been on. Life's been a little hectic. Anyway, I decided to go ahead and make a Easter wreath for my front door this year. And I didn't use mostly Dollar Tree products, mainly because they didn't have any ribbon or anything that I liked or that I thought would work for it. But I did find my wreath form at the Dollar Tree for only $1, of course. And it's a cross shape. I hope you like this little tutorial or how-to. And, sorry, it's so bright right now. If you wouldn't mind liking my video and subscribing if you want to see more do-it-yourself, organizing type of videos. I've been working on one of my kitchen. It's almost done. So ready for it to be over. I also reorganized my pantry and stuff. I've got a few more things that I need to buy and work on to finish the whole thing. But I'm super excited about it. And that probably won't be my next video up, but it should be sometime within the next month or so. Like I said, there's a lot to it. I'm actually building something for it too. So that's why it's taking so long. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. And yeah, let's get making this wreath.
Okay, so we're going to start off with our supplies. First, you'll need your wreath form. I got this one at the Dollar Tree. Next, you'll need pipe cleaners. They don't have to match the Deco mesh, but I chose to match it so that I don't have to worry about hiding them. I got them at Hobby Lobby. I also got 3 rolls of Deco mesh from Hobby Lobby. I wasn't sure if I needed 3. I knew I needed 2 for sure, but I bought a 3rd one just in case, and it's a good thing I did because I needed some of it. Next, I've also got this Bowdabra that I also bought at Hobby Lobby to make a bow to go on the wreath. It actually worked really, really well, and it made it a lot easier. I've made bows, plenty of bows without this thing, and this was my first time making bows with it, and I really like it. And then I've got like a bunch of ribbon that I bought all at Hobby Lobby. Sorry for saying 10,000 times. I got some of it in the floral section, some in the sewing section. I also got some floral wire, some wire cutters, and my crafting scissors. And I'm going right in and starting by... Oh, also I didn't mention, I've got my Rotary mat to measure the ribbon so I can, and the Deco mesh. And you don't have to measure if you don't want to, but it helps keep things even if you do. And also something I forgot to show was you'll need some sort of clips for the Deco mesh when you're rolling it, just to make life easier. You could use clothespins. I just used a chip clip I had in my stuff. So what I did there was I just pulled some of the pipe cleaners out and folded them in half. Now I'm measuring out my Deco mesh, and I'm cutting it into 30-inch pieces. So I'm just rolling it out and then cutting it off. That's it. It doesn't even have to be a perfectly straight line or anything. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and do that with 2 whole rolls because I know I'll need 2 whole rolls at least. So I'm just going to go ahead and do all of those. As you can probably see on the side over here, I already did one and rolled it up and put it on the form just to see how it would go. I'm pretty new to wreath making in this form. I've done plenty of floral wreaths with fake flowers that you with artificial ones that you like glue together and stuff, but I've only done like one other with Deco mesh, and that was my Christmas wreath I did this past Christmas. But oh, and I left this in because I thought the cat was kind of funny. She's always so curious, trying to see what's going on, exploring the Deco mesh. But yeah, so I'm gonna roll that out. It's all cut up, and I'm showing you how to roll it. So you start by laying it out, then closest to you, you want to roll it 5 to 6 times in a tight little tube, and then clip that so it doesn't come unrolled. Then you flip it around and do the same thing on the other side like I'm doing here. And then once you do that, you just want to scrunch it up together. Just scrunch it all towards the tube that's on your side that's closest to you until you meet the tube on the other end. Try to keep it like as even on either side as you can while you're doing it. I'm not going to lie, I had a hard time with it. Deco mesh is not the easiest to work with. Once you do that, take your clip off, take your pipe cleaner, put it in the middle of the tube of Deco mesh, and twist it together a few times. I always do like 4 twists or so, 4 or 5 twists as tight as I can, and then fluff it up a little bit. That's really all there is to it. It can be, no, I did struggle a little bit at first. It's a really stiff material. The only thing I've used it for before, like I said, is the one wreath, and then I like to put it on my Christmas tree instead of garland. So now I'm just taking the pipe cleaner around the 2 inner wires of the wreath form from the front to the back, and then just twisting it together on the back side. And one part I didn't film is the very end of it. So what I did with the very end so it wouldn't slide is the very first one I put on there, I twisted it around the back like I showed, and then I took it around the very bottom wire too, just to hold it in place. And I did that on all 4 ends of this wreath form. So as you see, I've already rolled up all my Deco mesh. I haven't broken into my 3rd roll yet, but I do have to. I'm almost done with the bottom of the cross at this point. And once I get to that like meeting point right there, I stop and I do the sides and then the top last. And I made sure to leave some space in the center there where it crosses over itself, because that's where I'm going to tie the bow in, and the bow is going to cover that area, so there's really no reason to fill it with Deco mesh. I suppose you can if you want to, but you don't have to. It's totally up to you, I suppose. And a lot of people like to cut their pipe cleaners in half before they get, they like to only use half of a pipe cleaner when they're doing stuff like this, which I've tried in the past and it didn't work out for me. That's not saying it can't work for you. I just like having the whole one better. I'd rather have the excess to have to cut off than struggle trying to get stuff in, because it's got little nubby pipe cleaners on it. So yeah. So now I'm finishing up this side of it. Okay, I see I'm tucking it around the edge here, but you can't really see what I'm doing because my hands are in the way. I really wish I would have gotten a better angle, especially of this part. all I did was I pulled it through the wreath form around the inner 2 wires, and then before twisting it together, I wrapped it around the outer wire, the edge of it, and then twisted it together. And you're going to have to fluff a little as you go. I didn't show a lot of the fluffing I did, but I did a lot of fluffing, especially these little bundles of Deco mesh. I had to fluff every single one of them after I tied them together. And so I ended up using about 2.5 rolls of the Deco mesh. I think if you were doing like a really large bow in the center, you could probably get away with 2 rolls. But I just prefer not to have any holes at all and make sure it's all nice and tightly packed in there so it doesn't go anywhere. So see, I have a hole there. And you almost can't see it, even though, even though it's a pretty, sorry for yawning in your ears, even though it's a pretty large hole, you can't see it because the Deco mesh, it is pretty fluffy. And now I'm just taking my wire cutters and I'm just snipping off all these little pipe cleaner pieces. Something I didn't do because I'm just not worried about it is if you're worried about like the pipe cleaners and floral wire like scratching your door, you can always cover the back of that with a piece of felt or ribbon or something. I'm not worried about it, so I didn't do it. All right, so now I'm starting on my bow since the cross is complete. And I'm just measuring out the tail of the bow. And I am just kind of winging it as far as like length goes. I kind of eyeballed it as far as what I thought would look good on the cross. I didn't want anything too overpowering and overwhelming, but I didn't want it to be small either. I think I did like 12-inch tails. So 12 inches on each side, so like a full 24 inches. And then I just fold the ends in half and snip inward toward the fold at an angle to finish the ends of it off. And here, I forgot to do it before I started with the ribbon, but I had just put the wire down in the middle like that. That's so when I'm done placing all the ribbon, I can just pull the wire around it and tie it off before removing it. So now I'm just going to do the same thing with all my other ribbons that I'm going to use. I'm just going to measure them out. 24 inches long for the tail. Snip the ends. And then I'm also folding them in half and like creasing the halfway point so I can make sure that I keep the tails even on either side. Some of this ribbon is wired and some isn't, but I could still see the little crease where I folded them over. All right, now I'm going to start on the actual bow part of it. And with this, I just kind of eyeballed it. I cut a piece a little larger than I thought I needed. And then I placed it on there and I thought, oh, that's probably too small or too large, which you'll see me put it on here. And then I think I take it back off after this and do it again after trimming it down some. Because I thought it looked too big compared to the tails. And also compared to the cross, yeah. It's, and like I said, I just kind of eyeballed it as far as what I thought length should be for this part of the bow. which is why I had to trim it down. And once I seen how long that was and it was what I wanted it to look like, so I just go ahead and cut all my other pieces that same length as well. So what I'm doing is I'm placing the center point in the Bowdabra and then folding over each side with just, I don't know, like 1/2 inch to 1 inch of the ribbon crossing through to the other side. If that makes any sense, I hope it does. Yeah, and I'm just going to do this with all the colors that I used for the tail. It doesn't seem like a very exciting process, but I was really excited while doing it because it's so much easier than doing it without this nifty little thing. And I really like this ribbon, this checkered ribbon. I thought it gave it a nice touch as far as the colors going together, because you know, like purple is like the color for Easter in my opinion, but it didn't just want purple. And I actually tried looking for some ribbon. I really wanted some checkered ribbon, but checkered that had like a soft purple and pink in it, but I couldn't find any. So yep, here I am just doing it with the thinner pieces. The cat is wondering what I'm doing, so she has to get up here and be nosy and look at everything and smell it. She also thinks she's starving all the time. And my daughter had, if you can see back there, has a bag of cashews and M&Ms out. She asked me if she could have like a little bit of each. And the second the cats hear like a crinkly bag, they think it's their treats and they come running. So I'm almost done with the bow now. Just gotta keep layering all the colors on that I used on the tail. Same thing as all the others, just fold it in half, find the center point, and then fold it over. I actually did the last two, this light purple and this tan one, like 2 inches shorter than the rest. And I did 2 of the tan ones so that it would give more than 2 loops of that in the center of the bow. It was a very easy process, and I was really pleased with the way the bow looked in the end. Just came out nice. It was, this thing was totally worth the $20 I spent on it. Especially since I know I'll use it again and again. It just makes life a little bit easier. Now that I've finished, I pulled it out. And I'm just twisting. I know you couldn't see it well because it was like in my lap. I don't know why I put it in my lap when I did that. But, yeah, now I'm just fluffing up my bow. Most of it's wired ribbon, so it's really easy to get it to where you want it to be. And now I'm going to attach it with the leftover wire that's hanging around the back of the bow. So I just open up the spot in the middle where it needs to go, and I stick the wire down through there, reach through the back and find it. And next I will flip it over so you can see what I'm doing and not tie it tightly. So I am attaching it to the wire in the middle there, the floral wire to the wreath form wire in the middle, but I'm not pulling it tight like I did with the Deco mesh. Because if you pull it tight, there's a hole there, because remember I didn't put any Deco mesh there. So if you pull it tight, it's gonna like pull the bow into the hole and like squish it up, but you don't want it to do that. So yeah, just make sure it's loose enough to where it's where you want it to be, and it looks how you want it to look. It's all in preference. Now I'm making 2 teeny little bows that aren't really bows to just kind of stick in the bow that's already there. And I'm just using some really skinny ribbons that I got that I didn't use on the actual bow. And I'm just cutting little pieces. I think I did them about 8 inches in length. And I'm doing 3 of the 2 really skinny ones I used, the black and then this tan color one. And then I'm doing 2 of this purple ribbon with it. And I just placed a little golden string in there. I don't know if that was, I don't know if I got that in the recording. I placed a little piece of gold string at the bottom before I put the ribbons in. And then I just pull it up. See, there it is. Pull it up through to the center. And then I just went ahead and tied it off right there at the top and pulled it all the way down to to meet the ribbons. Give it a nice tight pull, then pull it off and knot it. Which I did forget to do there, but I noticed it right after that, and yeah, see, and I knot it. So now I'm just sticking the string in through the wreath form at the top of the bow, and then I'm going to tie it loosely like I did with the bow itself, because once again, you don't want it to pull in so far that it gets all squished up or you can't see it well. And then I'm going to do just the exact same thing with the other one, but just below the bow. And that's really about it. I hope this tutorial was helpful for some of y'all. Maybe. I thought it came out really nice. I'm really pleased with it. It looks so pretty on my front door. And it really speaks to the meaning behind Easter. Which, I love the Easter Bunny thing with the kids. It's so much fun, but it's important to me for them to understand that this is really, about Christ. Which is why I chose to do a cross instead of just a little cute wreath with like eggs and bunnies on it, which I started to do that instead, but because I wanted to build a wooden cross, but then I found this form. And there it is, all done on my front door. Lighting's not perfect, but I think it looks pretty good. I think the bow came out fantastic. I really like it. It's really pretty. And I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it's helpful for someone. It's super easy to do. Anyone can do this. It does not require talent or skill. Just step-by-step instructions. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos. Please give it a thumbs up. I'd really, really appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a happy Easter and holidays.